Hope you're doing well. I wanted to, it's been a while since I put out content, so I thought I'll pick up a topic that is very relevant to my life right now, and I'm choosing essential oils because I think that is something that I'm really getting into these days, um, very slowly, very gradually, but also consistently more than anything. Um, and I think what is I've not used essential oils to the extent that I am right now. My first encounter to using one of them was clary sage. This was when I was back pregnant with Aaron, and he was a week late. And I wanted to try all ways natural possible to get to feel that induction happening, feel things are like going on, contractions coming up, but nothing happened. He was a week late. I had to get I had to go into the hospital to get induced. But long story short, the midwife that I used to visit recommended clary sage for natural induction, and she said it'll be a really great one to keep that going. But and I did that. I very religiously got clary sage into my diffuser the last 2 3 weeks, and I think that made a really big difference. Today, when I think about it, I was so much less stressed that Alan wasn't coming. I was so much I was actually starting to sleep better that those last couple of weeks, and I enjoyed the whole process of labor, and yes, with a lot of pain, but I kind of like I was looking forward to him coming, and once he came, so I continued Clary Sage for a few more weeks after as well, and I think that just gave me such a soothing, calm, grounded effect. Um, and then I just left. I gave it away to one of my friends who is going to go through the same journey. Um, but I did not realize the power of essential oils until I think I came here to Dublin, and the only two things that I've used very religiously were the Clary Sage and, of course, Luminescence. So this is back in my London studio, and you'll only get it there in Lumi Power Yoga London. And this is a homemade mix of a good ratio of patchouli, tea tree, and lemongrass. And I think that just awakens us every time we move into practice. We spray that into the studio just so people when they come in, they know they're awakening, literally awakening, getting into this positivity. And I use that at home here as well. And I think those are the only two encounters that I've ever had with essential oils. But when I moved here, Alwyn, my teacher, I've mentioned this a few times, and she teaches at Yoga Dublin. She gave a bundle of information in every class of hers about essential oils, what oil she picks during our practice, and what it basically represents. So I was very intrigued to understand what's going on, what is beyond, and how I can incorporate essential oils into my natural healthcare. Um, and the last, I think, 3 to 4 months, I started in May, June, July, August. Oh yeah, 4 to 5 months right now that I'm really incorporating this into my life. Not just my life, but more into Aaron's life. And a couple of times they come really handy for us is when we have running nose, we've colds and coughs, and I think the diffuser is on through the night with peppermint um, and air, a couple of these strong ones that just can really elevate our respiratory system. Um, I'm seeing the difference. I'm seeing like every time I catch a cold, I've caught it between May and now. This is my second time. The last time to this time, I feel like I'm much more in control of it. Like it's not when I usually catch a cold, I really catch a cold. The first day is gone, but my boys were sick the last 2 3 days, and I've just been constantly using the diffuser in the nights, and it's just for whatever it is, they're at least able to sleep, which is what was the biggest thing that was missing. So I compare essential. I think essential oils are drawing me more towards them because they are a journey, and it's very similar to yoga practice because you don't do a couple of asanas today to feel anxiety relief, stress relief, and then tomorrow morning you're like, oh, I'm happy. You don't do that. It's a journey. It's a lifelong journey that you take along with you. And I think that is the magic of essential oils as well. It's a journey that you're going to commit to and sit with. And I think that is what is basically making me believe in them a little bit more, and results happen over time. Couple of things that I want to point out is I've done this before with you, but I use lemon here, just a drop of lemon in the water, hot water or warm in the mornings. Um, lavender is magic for me, only because not only because it's great, it smells amazing, it just calms you and everything, yes, but two things that I really really believe in right now is rubbing them over Aaron's feet when he sleeps in the nights. I think I'm just believing that it's happening over time, that his sleep is much much better. He still doesn't sleep through the night, but at least doing this ritual of rubbing his feet with lavender calms him so much down. At least he goes to sleep with that calm nature rather than yang 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 yang. The second thing is I got a very bad gas stove burn, and usually I do have a lot of burn marks, but this one, I think, oh man, I had a burn. What do I do? And then she told me just take a couple of lavender drops and just rub it on them. I was surprised to see how it was 2 days. 2 days. By the end of second day, there was no mark. There was no pain. I think that was, I've never seen something like that happen to me. And I think the strength of this essential oil as well has been the answer. A couple of other encounters that I have come across with essential oils is when I won these beautiful oils. It's from this brand called Yoganda, and I went over to Wellfest, the wellness festival here in Dublin, and I never win contests, never. And I randomly gave my name and email address to only this place, and then like Sinead messages me saying you actually won it. So I was like, oh my god, this is like destiny calling me towards the essential oil world. And a couple of things that I really like in them are the Muscle Soothe. It's got organic ginger and marjoram, and I just use this especially when I'm going to shower post practice. It's just so good for me to my practices. I am in pain sometimes in my practice only because it's just playing up and down, and that's because of my life, and I'm not able to make time the way I would love to make time, but all of that apart. They have a Yoganda Relax, especially when I come back home after teaching in the evenings, and after my shower I actually apply this. It's got lavender and vetiver. Vetiver is one of my favorites, and I actually never discovered that vetiver was available as an essential oil. I've ordered one, but I've been using vetiver soaps the last 4 or 5 years, I must say, and I think that like nothing else compares to vetiver soaps for me. And when I was telling like it just totally grounds me down no matter what. The smell of it earthens me, and I'm, in Ayurvedic terms, I'm Vata by nature, and which means I have a big tendency to get carried away. I have a big tendency to go put my feet in a lot of things. I don't know to come back and say, but I make an effort to do that. And Alvin was saying, I was telling her that no, my life is just like all over the place, and she's like, you need vetiver, and I'm like, okay, I'm ordering it. But I think the point I'm trying to make here is all of these things in some way or the other have contributed towards my own way of living as an inclination. Like I'm progressing in my way of living. And I wanted to just talk about this book a little bit. I'm reading quite a bit about this. Yes, I've bought the doTERRA Home Essentials kit from Alwyn's advice and everything, and that has given me a good way to get started with things. And she was like, sit with the oils for some time, sit with them, use them for some time, see how much you are using them. And she's absolutely right. I think like some of them are not even like open, like I'm not just like opened and tried them, but some of them are like almost gonna get over. So I kind of know what I'm needing them for, and the ones that I haven't used, I'm trying to read up a little bit more and explore. And this essentials book actually gives me a lot of information to read and learn about what each of these oils can support and empower my life basically. So I think yes, we have so many alternatives available. We have foreign medicines available, we have chemicals available which can do the work for us, but how natural can we get, how sustainable can we get in the way of our lives, or rather in the way of living that we have, and how much can we commit to that. What is sustainable in this is, I think, the trust and the commitment you give to yourself about what you are feeding yourself, your body, your mind, and people around you, your home. Like, I would use a couple of products, oil blends here for cleaning, like the On Guard is a great blend for cleaning, and I would just use it to just put it in a bottle of water, a couple of drops, and just spray it around places when I want to clean things. I do the same with Yoganda's detox as well. It's got lemongrass and juniper berry, and I remember Sinead saying it's a great cleanse. It could be for yourself, but also around you. And I think that is what sustainability is as well, where you are trying to understand the source of what is getting produced from where, the consumption, how much and what you are consuming, and then what you are giving back in turn. So I feel like I'm in this great journey that I'm exploring, and I also use some of these essential oils in my classes. So come to my yoga classes so you can get a taste of these things. If you need any samples and discussions or anything, I'm happy to have, so I can basically learn. It's a two-way traffic. So learning and discussing things will just give us much more knowledge and awareness to where we are going in our journey. And that is what I wanted to share today. It's just a topic that I've been wanting to come out with, and I think once I'm coming out with, I would have reached many more of you who are doing something similar. So if you can, engage with discussions, I'd love to learn more about these, and see how I can incorporate them into my diet, into my aromatherapy, into my, yeah. I want to do quickly before I end the video. Frankincense. This has been creating some magic to one of my friends, Aishu back home. Her son is in the spectrum of autism, and Alvin told me that frankincense is the big, like, it's such a big tool. And I've asked her to do the same, to apply on Hassan, her son's, from the brainstem going all the way down through the spinal line, giving it a good rub. This is what basically will absolutely enhances the listening capability of a child, of that dynamic. And when Alvin said this to me, I was like, yes, amazing. And she sent over a couple of articles which were very interesting to read. And then I went ahead and bought this for Aishu, and she told me, she's like, the only change that has happened the last 5 days or 4 days has been the addition of these essential oils, and I feel like there's already tremendous change in Hassan. And that gives me proof to say that the quality of the essential oil matters so much. The consistency of using them incorporated into your own life will give you the answer. Last but not the least, one of my previous videos, I had talked about Sukam Handmade, and most of their products actually use essential oils as well. So sourcing what you're using for your bath and your shower and your hair, all of that will also involve these things, as natural as they can be. And I think the way they are empowering my life my life is definitely, it's changing, it's evolving, but including these into my life, I feel like there's definitely a change, there's a shift, and I'm going to continue being with it, and I'm going to continue exploring this, and I will definitely talk more. Maybe the next time I talk, I'll start with like 2-3 specific oils and talk a little bit more. I think I would have grown into that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any discussions, any topics that you want to share about essential oils, be glad to have a chat about that. Enjoy your day, enjoy the season of autumn. Winter is coming, so enjoy wrapping up, layering up, and I will